All right, y'all boys, what's going on? So, as predicted, the price of gold has passed $5,000 an ounce for the first time in history. I said this was going to happen in my video that I dropped 2 days ago on Monday, which is today. I said it was going to happen today. And let's just talk about why I think that's important, as I've discussed many times, but I really want to talk about specifically why I think gold is important. And this should be a sign for anybody paying attention that the financial world we live in is changing, okay? See, what people need to understand is that gold and silver and all of these metals going up in price at the rate at which they're going up in price right now is for a reason. And the reason is very clear if you understand basic economics and what the government is doing to the dollar. So essentially, like I said in my last video, gold tends to rise when people start to lose faith in a currency, right? And this loss of faith in the currency sort of is the equal to like essentially more long-term uncertainty as it relates to the dollar in this case, right? So when you see the price of gold going up a lot as it's been doing in the last few months, you have to look at why that is. And the why, like I just said, is pretty simple. The dollar is starting to lose its status as the reserve currency of the world. They're trying to devalue the dollar. They're going to continue to lower interest rates, which is only going to ruin the strength of the dollar even further than what it's already at. And I don't want people to think, or no, I don't want people to think, I need you guys to realize that this is not something that's sudden. It seems like it's happening all of a sudden right now. But no, this has been slowly building up over years. If you really look at it, you have the dot-com bubble in the early 2000s. You have the stock, or not the stock market crash, or I guess it's the crash of 07, 08 when they had poor real estate loans, poor mortgages, etc. And then you've recently had COVID in the last 5-6 years. When I was involved, I was in high school during this time, so I remember when they started printing out a lot of money and just giving people stimulus checks, right? And these are just small, minor examples of how the dollar has been just getting printed to oblivion. And as a result, things like gold and other assets like homes and etc. have gone up so much in price in the last few years, right? But then when you look at gold in specific, like we keep saying, gold has always been, I guess, a special asset in the world of commodities. People tend to invest in gold as a hedge against inflation, right? But not only as a hedge against inflation, as a hedge against the devaluation of whatever dollar that gold is pegged to. And in the world we live in now, the world is dominated by the United States dollar, right? So if the United States dollar, which is the premier currency of the world, which is pretty much what gold is linked to, is performing poorly, again, why do you think the price of gold and silver and all of these other precious metals and mining stocks, etc., are going up in price? So that's pretty much the first part of it, right? I think you guys understand that point now. I keep driving home how gold, silver, etc. are going up in price because of what they're doing to the dollar. But the reason that I keep talking about this in the title of this video, why I think this is a good opportunity, gold being $5,000 an ounce, what does this mean for us? If you're a young person watching this, this essentially means you have a good opportunity to buy mining stocks in particular while they're still cheap relative to the price of gold and silver and other metals. I don't think a lot of people truly understand how undervalued a lot of these mining stocks on the stock market are. Like I said in my last video, the price of gold can drop $500. And I'm telling you guys that most of these mining stocks on the stock market are still undervalued relative to their price. So that's essentially the first point. And if you understand this as a young adult, you can put yourself in a good position to make some fairly good money. I'm not saying everybody that watches this video can become rich, extremely rich, by investing in mining stocks or buying gold. No, but I think it's just more important for you to understand, for one, why gold is going up in price. What does that mean for you? What are the implications of that for you as a young adult? We have a long life to live. We're going to be all working for a long time, I'm assuming. I got like another 30, 35 years in the workforce. So it's important for us to pay attention to why things happen. And things like gold and silver hitting new highs are extremely relevant if you understand economics at all. So then this is also why I try to tell people you need to avoid being in debt and make smart financial decisions especially while you're young. Because if you don't have the money to invest in these things that we're talking about, you have debt. This is how you fall behind. They're going to continue to inflate the price of assets to space. Homes are going to be like $1 million before you know it. Gold is going to be like $8,000 an ounce. Everything is going to continue to get more expensive, right? So if you have debt, if you have poor cash flow management, poor money management in general, and you never are able to invest in anything, that's how you're going to become a part of the permanent underclass, and you're going to fall behind financially for the rest of your life. And you're never even going to really start to be able to invest in gold and mining stocks and whatnot. You might not even care about that if you don't have the money to invest to begin with. So that's the first part. But then if you're somebody like me who you might be in a position where you're trying to start investing for the future, it's good to pay attention to what's going on. Gold is at an all-time new high, bro. Silver is at an all-time new high. It's a whole bunch of other metals that are doing extremely well as well. Extremely well as well. I think that works. They're doing good just as well as everything else is. So The point is that this is the best time, in my opinion, for us to position ourselves and make some good plays in the market. And even if you don't want to invest, like I'm gonna reiterate this because I don't want to just come out with somebody who pushes stocks. It's not about just investing in stocks. It's about being aware and being knowledgeable about how the world works just a little bit. Gold is at $5,000 an ounce for a reason, bro. And that reason I think is relevant to all of our lives. All right, I'm gonna end the video there. Just a quick little rant. Make sure y'all buy some mining stocks. Check out the website in the description below if you want to track some mining stocks and see how their performance is doing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. As always, it's Millionaire Brandon Davis. We out.